Hey guys, the Lord here, back in with another review, and today we're having a look at the Marvel Legends Hulk wave, Thor Ragnarok wave, whatever the heck I'm gonna call it in this video wave. Today we're looking at, what is it, Nine Realms Warriors. How cool is that? Not really. Today we're looking at Odinson. This is technically Thor, but it's not Thor. Yeah. So I guess we'll just get right into it. He comes with a big old axe. Actually really well done. I like the paint on it. I like the feel of the blade, and then the handle. The handle's got a matte feel to it, and then the blade feels much smoother. It even has a couple cracks in it, which adds to the worn and weathered effect, and it's got a handle right there. Then he also has a cape, which does not actually peg in, surprisingly. But it does sit really well. It doesn't really weeble-wobble about. Popping his head off here. I'm just going to remove that. It's okay. It's not the best. It's a little bright to fade to this dark of a color. Maybe if it faded to this color, but was maybe a shade or two darker up here, it would look a little better. But maybe that's just me. But other than that, this figure kind of looks goofy. Why do I say that? Well, this shirt, first of all, that should have been sculpted. Cheap. And the belt here, that's actually done pretty nice. It's a separate piece from what I can tell, but it's just really tight. Then the lower legs are completely new, and out of all the figures to give this to, they give it to this guy. He's got the really good ankle joints, where the swivel is down here, and then you got the hinge and the rocker. What the heck? Couldn't have given that to someone worthy, like I don't know, Blade or Darkhawk, Angela, Ghost Rider. I don't know. But I guess getting into the articulation, his head can look down that far, then up a little bit. His hair is a lot softer than the Sentry figures, if you notice. It's the same head, just with dorky little pupils. But luckily, you can just pop it off. And then if you wanted to heat it up and put the softer hair on the blank-eyed head and put that on this figure. That Sentry figure's crap, so why you would buy that, I don't know. But I did. But his arms will rotate full 360, granted this is with the cape off. And hinge up pretty far, that far. And back down. It's a little tricky. This side on mine is a little sticky, but you can get it to work. It's got a bicep swivel, double joint at the elbow, loose floaty cuffs. I really don't know which way those are supposed to go. There's no exact... They don't exactly form fit to the arm like tombstones, so I'm lost there. His hands are in a swivel and a hinge going up, in and out. Ab crunch is pretty far forward, pretty far back. If you look at the torso, it is a new torso for this mold. This is the Hyperion body, so I am hoping any figure released on this body will get reissued with this new torso. Venom in particular. with that new Toy Biz style line coming out, that could very well be a possibility. He's also got a swivel at the waist. You want to make sure this belt is down. It wants to pop up, but if it's down, it's fine. But the waist looks like crap, anyways. Hips move forward about a right angle. Arms up. Hips move out way further than Spider-Man. What the heck? And then he's got a thigh cut. Pretty stiff there. Double joint at the knee. Doesn't get too much, but he is a bulkier character. And he's got the knee pads and the straps on his legs, and then we already went over the ankle joints. So overall, the articulation's good. The proportions are ridiculous. I mean, they're pretty good compared to the standard Hyperion body, and even though they gave him this cape, they did fix the torso. So I'm hoping they will go back and redo a couple of the characters. Like I said, particularly the Venom. It'd be nice if with the Venom they gave him like more alternate heads to make Matt Gargan and such. But I just wanna take a moment here, compare him to a couple other Thors that I think are worth comparing him to. Like for starters, this guy. This is the unworthy Thor, aka King Thor. He's not too much bigger than him, but look at his axe. His axe sucks. This new one, oh ho ho ho, giving it to this figure. I gotta take him behind camera, but he can actually hold on to the handle part, which is a plus. But doesn't that look a little bit more in scale? I'm just saying, that looks really good. And yes, I did take apart my Odin to show you this, but that looks cool to me. And also, I flipped the shoulder pads around so they relax flush against his torso there. Why did I do that? Well, look at the cape. The cape didn't sit on him for crap. Now, it's pretty even. It's a little off, but it's more even than it was. So, I think I may display Odin like that. I think King Thor is going to get taken apart, although I do like the look of him a little bit more than the Odin figure. But giving him this dorky little crap axe back, and you know what, you can actually give this to this guy here. Granted, it's a little loose because I've had him holding the other axe, but this axe is a little bit more skill with this dude, to be honest with you. I'm surprised they didn't just recycle this. I really am. Because these axes look almost nothing alike. I mean, this one's more slanted, which I kind of don't like. I wish it was a little straighter, but I guess that's how it is. But if you look at how much better this new one is. Amazing. It's amazing what you do when you give a crap about your toys. Giving King Thor his axe back. And then the other Thor I want to compare him to, I guess we'll give him his weapon back. There we go. Again, it's a little loose just because I've had him holding on to the wider part for a majority of the time I've had him. But there he is, and then here he is next to a real Thor figure. We got this bad boy right here. This is the Marvel Now Thor. This Thor is amazing. I don't care. Mine had some glue slop on the back, but I'm sure all of them do. And if you heat the cape up, you can pop it off and then clean that crap up. But look at that. That Thor is awesome. And huge. He is probably the same height as the Build-A-Figure here. Because this is actually the Thor from the original Rebirth and Marvel Legends. It's the same body. It just doesn't have chainmail. Yeah, he's taller than the Build-A-Figure one, actually. So, very impressive. Very impressive figure. I like it a lot. So, with that being said, We will compare him to one other Thor, but he's actually, or she, in this case. No, not she. We're not comparing him to the Lady Thor, because that's not what the comparison will be. The comparison will be with a much better god figure, the other 9 Realms warrior, and that is Ares. Why is he better? Because he's got a skull on his chest, first of all. Second of all, he's got a big-ass sword, an axe, and a cool-looking helmet. That's about it. Other than that, the DC one's better. In my personal opinion. John Gaither, don't get butthurt. But yeah, so, this Thor, let me tell you. For a pig warmer, most likely, because I can see this guy clogging the pigs. Although I said the same thing about Firestorm, or not Firestorm, that's DC, you idiot. Sunfire, I almost said Firestar. We need a Firestar figure, what the hell? But he's nowhere. But this Thor wave seems to be hitting a lot better than that X-Men wave, so I'm going to give this guy, actually, I'm going to give him an 8. Not because the character on this body is good, but because this body is ridiculously good. Take off the knee pads and the buckles and stuff on his lower legs and remove these clasps around his wrists. Pop the head off and get painting. You'll have a really good custom anybody this build. So I recommend anyone into customizing to do that. Use this body for Venom. Use this body for Sentry. Use this body for anyone on this type of body or that uses this build. And yeah, so I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10, not because he's great, but because the body itself is really, it's way better proportion than the Hyperion one was. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this review. I know it went a little long, but I felt the need to do some comparisons to some good Thor figures. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Also, this guy looks kind of gay. I don't know.